Hello everyone and welcome back to Untitled Gaming. So today we've got the Kryos for you, the new Battle Pass tank. So this thing it's tier 6 TD, everybody knows that. It looks pretty good. I must say, I like the looks of this tank. I am just going to drop my equipment loadout here on the left of the screen, and I'll drop the stats here on the right. But yeah, the Kryos. This thing is just a little bit insane. Now, I've come up against this in my Hellcat a few times, and I've had to swap to premium rounds just to be able to pin this tank from the front. If you're hiding the lower plate, this thing is insane. I had to swap to the gold rounds just to get through the upper plate of this thing in a few different matches with the Hellcat, even when I've been at a higher elevation. So the frontal armor on this thing is insane. Keep it hull down, hide that lower plate, use the 8 degrees of gun depression that it's got, and just really annoy the enemy with this tank. As you see there, snapshots. Oh, all day long, snapshots. This tank is so good. With the equipment loadout I run, I've got less than 0.30 on the gun dispersion, so you can snapshots very easily. It's also got a 3.3 second aim time with the loadout I'm using, which is just, yeah, it's good. It's a good aim time, especially when you're in a tank like this with this much armor and you can get right in the faces of your enemy. You don't really need to aim too much, and you're going to see a lot of that right here. We're just going to pull up and we're going to start using that 8 degrees of gun depression just to try and get some shots into tanks like that one there, and back off, get those bounces. They're hitting the upper plate because they cannot hit the lower plate. And these guys just got absolutely wrecked by my team trying to roll over this hill to get those shots into me because I was backing off. And there we go, just another bounce. Like, that's 500, over 500 damage blocked already. And you can see the comment there, he was annoyed. He said in the chat, you know, bullshit. So, yeah. Annoy your enemies with this tank, guys. I'm not even worried about trying to use cover or anything like that. I'm just pumping rounds after round into these guys, and I'm not even aiming. That's how much this tank can just, you can rely on its gun. I don't have to aim. I can see straight through tanks. Like, that's a tier 7 Annihilator right there, and it is butter. Of course, I am at a higher elevation and all of that sort of stuff, but I mean, even when you're on the same elevation as, say, an Annihilator, because I've come head to head with them, and you can just pin them all day long. The penetration on this tank is fantastic. The damage is fantastic. The reload is fantastic. Everything about this tank is good, guys. So if you do want to spend any money on Blitz at all, for $5 or whatever it's going to cost you, the Battle Pass is freaking worth it. The Kryos is, it's broken. In my opinion, the Kryos is definitely broken. So we're going to get into the next match here, and we're just going to watch exactly what I mean. I mean, some of the bounces I get in this match are just insane, and it's not just this match. It's almost every match I've played in this thing. I've got over 80% win rate in this tank so far, and I'm just a bully with it. I play this very aggressively. In my opinion, it is not a support TD. If you're up against tier 5s and tier 6s, be aggressive. Get in their faces with this tank. Just use that gun depression, keep that lower plate hidden, and you will get bounces. You will deal damage. You will absolutely annoy the enemy. But matches like this one here, I mean, just watch the comments as well, guys. Even the enemy team is just like, wow, that armor is insane. This was actually one of the first matches I had in the Kryos. I think this was my 3rd battle in the tank, and it gave me a very good appreciation for the armor on this tank and what it can actually do. Now, we're going to talk about some of this aggressive gameplay right here. Now, normally in any other TD, in fact, most other tier 6 tanks, to be honest, I would already have been running away from this position. But because I'm in the Kryos and I know that the armor on this thing is just so far beyond broken, I decided I'm going to stay here. I do have the support of this PZ, who was very helpful in coming up here to help me out. And get our first bounce of the match there by this Nightmare. Now, that was very lucky. Now, my teammate here, he unfortunately pulls out. He does end up dying. Even if I didn't back up there, he would have taken that shot from the Nightmare. We get another bounce from the Tiger on the side of our tank there, and we're just going to clear this Nightmare out. We're going to turn around. We get another bounce there and another bounce. We're already at 1,100 blocked damage, and we're just going to keep getting... We're going to get a lot more block damage in this match. Now, we do have this M4 Sherman coming up behind us, but that's okay. We're going to bounce his round 2. Put a shell into his lower plate, takes out his engine. He no longer gets to ram us, even though we would have done more damage to him. And another bounce again off the gun mantlet. Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. The armor profile of this tank is just broken. So long as they can't hit your lower plate or your track wheels like what's about to happen here, you're pretty good. You're pretty damn good. Now, we're just going to clear out this Tiger, go finish off that Hellcat that we saw over at sea, and roll around the rest of the enemy. So, I mean, at the moment, we have just over 1,400 block damage, and about the same in damage. So, I mean, we're going to roll over, we'll get the HE into him, finish him off with a ram, because this thing's got enough weight to be able to take out a Hellcat, no problem. And just being super aggressive. Being super aggressive. Like, that's how you should play this tank, in my opinion, is get aggressive. It's very, very fun. It's a fun tank to play. Even if it wasn't this solid with its armor, or even if the gun reloaded slightly slower, it would still be a heck of a fun tank to play in this aggressive kind of playstyle. Now, our teammate's full on sending himself right around this corner. He's getting a shell into this medium tank. We're going to get a shell into him as well, because he's just fired at our ally instead of waiting for me and my side to roll around the corner. So thank you, enemy, for not shooting me in the side there. And we pick up the last kill. So just hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay there. I hope this review of the Kryos was helpful for you. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, guys. And keep watching for more in the future. Until then, stay safe, use cover, cheers.